Hey guys, welcome back. We're here in part 6 of Assassin's Creed. Um, Getting ready to sneak into Accra. We're going to be all ninja stealthy and take this little route here on the planks and just jump above the guards because we're a fucking assassin. We can do all kinds of stealthy, cool shit like that. Actually, I got tired of waiting for the scholars to walk ever so slowly through the gates, so I decided to do this instead. So hop, 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 and we're in. Now this part of the game is going to take place in the middle district of the city, or not the middle district, my bad, the rich district of the city.
Rafik. Word has spread of your deeds, Altair. It seems you are sincere in your desire to redeem yourself.
I do what I can.
And sometimes you do it well. I assume it is work that reunites us?
Yes. William of Montferrat is my target. What can you tell me of the man himself?
William has been named regent while the king conducts his war. The people see it as a strange choice given the history between Richard and William's son Conrad. But I think Richard rather clever for it.
Clever how?
Richard and Conrad do not see eye to eye on most matters. Though they are civil enough in public, there are whispers that each intends evil upon the other. And then there was that business with Akkar's captured Saracens. In its wake, Conrad has returned to Tyre, and Richard has compelled William to remain here as his guest.
You mean his hostage?
Whatever you wish to call it, William's presence here should dissuade Conrad from acting out.
I've never been one for politics.
But surely you realize your every action shapes the course of this land's future. You are a politician too, in your own way.
As you wish. Now where would you suggest I begin my search?
Richard's Citadel, southwest of here. Or rather, the market in front of it. You'll find the Cathedral of the Holy Cross in that direction as well. It's a popular place and should be filled with talkative citizens. Finally, try the border to the west, where the Chain and Hospitaller districts meet. That should start you on your way.
Very well. I won't disturb you further.
It's no trouble at all.
Anyways, now you know who our target is. Actually, ironically, at the time of, in 1191, historically, William
come and go as you please. I thought the fortress was
was
closed
actually
to all.
old.
Aye. William wishes to have repairs completed as soon as possible. It's been to our advantage.
The perfect cover. It's clever.
Anyway, I finished my report and should deliver it.
For once, it seems things might go our way, and not by accident.
Well, the Bible does say God helps those who help themselves.
Nah, it doesn't, actually. That's from one of Aesop's fables. The Bible says quite the opposite, in fact. Many passages of being patient and faithful and waiting for the Lord to decide if he wishes to assist.
Well, I say we've waited long enough.
You'll hear no argument from me.
Very well. I'm off then.
Anyway, William was actually an elderly man during the events of the Third Crusade, and this assassination mission to take him out was more than likely inspired by the fact that his son Conrad was murdered by assassins in Tyre. And when they did their research for the game, and like I said, the game takes some liberties. Oh, this is the Cathedral of the Holy Cross, the highest climbable point in the game. I thought I'd throw that in there because it's just cool. But anyways, getting back to talking about William and Conrad. Conrad, William's son, was murdered by assassins, but it wasn't until I think it was long after the Crusades. So to try to keep it as close to being historically accurate as they could get away with, they inserted William as the assassination target. So granted, you know, like I said in previous videos, they do take some liberties with history here, and actually later on in the game that is even addressed by Desmond to Ward Vidic, he makes a statement about the history and the way things happen in the Animus doesn't seem like what he was taught in school. So they even kind of acknowledge that in game, that this is going to vary from recorded history.
William of Montferrat had a vision. Sole way to end our pain. It's him we should follow. It's him will lead us to victory. Stand up, friends. Do not allow yourself to be sent to slaughter based on the whims and wishes of an uncertain king. We must rely on men who are stronger in their convictions. Men like William of Montferrat.
And William was actually referred to as William the Old. I mean, that's how old he was in 1191. So, but, you know, I mean, like I said with, I think it was Garnier, you know, they do take some liberties, but, you know, I mean, it fits what they're trying to tell with the story and stuff like that. So, I mean, you know, and it's not meant to be like a strict history class when you play these games. They're supposed to be games, fun. So think of it more like a alternate history, I guess. I don't know if they ever directly address like who altered, like who took the events of 1191 and wrote them the way that they were taught to people, so that what Desmond learned and then what he learned in here in the Animus, why they didn't jibe, you know.
What is it you want?
I guess it's probably implied
Have
that
a
it's
few
the
pieces on me.
Templars.
Take them. Take them and go.
It's not gold I see, but information.
I know nothing.
You know William. Tell me how to reach him.
It's impossible. He meets with the king.
And when will the king be gone?
Today. But it won't help you. They're sure to argue, and then William will retire to lecture the soldiers. So it always goes. Richard berates William. William berates his men. He won't see you.
I already told you. I need to see William. I never said he needs to see me.
Then our business is done.
Not yet, I'm afraid. There's one last thing I need from you.
What is it?
Your life.
Richard's army. He is graced by God.
You should go through these videos and do like an actual body count of how many people Altair actually like stabs. But
Safety and peace, brother. Although it seems I'll be receiving
this was a cool little mission. I like, you know, some of these, doing these informer missions broke up some of the monotony. Wasn't big on doing the capture the flags, or not capture the flag, but collecting the flags.
I lack the skill. Would you be willing to seek them out and kill them? I might have something useful for you. Were you to accept? But be careful not to let them see you.
I actually failed this mission the first time I did it because I killed the first guy. And I went the same route that I'm doing here. But I snuck up on this guy perfectly fine.
These men hold evil in their hearts. And so blessed Richard, King and Savior, now
Waiting for him to turn around. There we go. I got him. But then the second guy over here by this little dome, the first time I came through here, I snuck up, he turned his back to me, I came around to throw my knife at him, and the minute he turned around, he saw me, and I failed the mission. Not sure why there was a fade there, probably because my file ended. But like these little missions, like I said, they kind of break up the monotony and you get a little bit more freedom. And you know, that's one thing that's nice about this game. In the second one, you had a lot more freedom to approach the mission how you wanted to, as opposed to getting these sync percentages in the later installments, which I guess now that more information's trickling out about Unity, that's something they took into consideration for Unity. You have a little bit more freedom in how you approach how you're going to carry out the assassination, which is cool, because I kind of felt like, especially with like Revelations and 3 and Black Flag, like I felt like you were kind of shoehorned. You had to do it like a specific way, or you were being punished. Like I felt like at the end of the mission when it was giving you your rundown, like it almost felt like the game was berating you a little bit. But
Thank you.
I
In
can
this
watch
one you
Rome
had
freely through
a
the
lot
city.
more choices
In
as to
exchange
how
for
you
your
were going
aid,
to
take
approach
this
the
map I
mission
prepared. It shows where
and
William
take
has
out your
stationed his other
target.
archers. Most useful should you find yourself inside his fortress.
Oh God, don't kill me! Oh, it's you, Altair. You scared me. Richard's men are after me. 2 of them, to be exact. I was trying to strike a deal with them, but I realized that they were toying with me, so I ran away. You shall be the angel of death and collect their heads before they collect mine. When it is done, I shall tell you of the deal.
Things get a little dodgy here and there in this game too. I noticed as I got later, like you could blend and walk past a guard and he didn't see you, and then the next guard you walk past, you'd blend and he'd be like, "Assassin!" And break your cover. It was kind of wonky what you can and can't get away with. And these fucking dickheads, God, I hate them. Them and the beggars. But I actually got mad and punched one of them drunk guys one time, because if you punch people with no weapon, then the guards won't come after you. Well, I don't know about later in the game, because when I got down to like the last 2 assassinations, I was so scared to do anything to like attract the guards' attention that I just was like walking around and avoiding everybody that I possibly could. I went the wrong way. I thought about climbing up here, but then I was like, well, if there's an archer up there, then that could possibly screw the pooch. So I figured I'd just take the long way around to get to this guy.
If you need help, you know where to find me.
And that's how it's done. Thought I saw a guard coming, that's why I sat down and figured I'd blend in real quick. And then we'll turn this in. Getting back in the in-game history, the rich district, you had King Richard's Citadel, which is where you eventually assassinate William. I already mentioned the Cathedral of the Holy Cross. But the rich district, since it was like the main hub of the city where William was kind of ruling over everything, the rich district was the area of the city that suffered the most under his little reign there. And if you listen to a lot of the dialogue between the citizens, there's a lot of people complaining about ill treatment, and a lot of people were plotting his downfall. So there was kind of like he wasn't a very popular guy, but I mean, obviously he was taking their food and everything because he was stockpiling.
What brings you back so soon?
I've done as asked and armed myself with knowledge.
Speak, and I will judge.
William's host is large, and many men call him master. But he's not without enemies. He and King Richard do not see eye to eye.
It's true, they've never been close.
This works to my advantage. Richard's visit has upset him. Once the king has left, William will retreat into his fortress to brood. He'll be distracted. That's when I will strike.
You're sure of this?
As sure as I can be. And if things change, I'll adapt.
Then I give you leave to go. End the life of Montferrat, that we may call this city free.
I'll return when the deed's been done.
Fast-forwarding memory to a more recent one.
They never did bring back the feather gimmick again, that I recall. Because Ezio didn't do it. Nah. None of the Kenways did it. And here we go.
Souls, William. I was told they would be held as prisoners and used to barter for the release of our men.
The Saracens would not have honored their end of the bargain. You know this to be true. I did you a favor.
Oh, yes. A great favor indeed. Now our enemies will be that much stronger in their convictions. Fight that much harder.
I know our enemy well. They will not be emboldened, but filled with fear.
Tell me, how is it you know the intentions of our enemies so well? You who forsake the field of battle to play politics.
I did what was right, what was just.
You swore an oath to uphold the work of God, William. But that is not what I see here. No. I see a man who's trampled it.
Your words are most unkind, my liege. I would hope I might have earned your trust by now.
You are Arca's regent, William, set to rule in my stead. How much more trust is required? Perhaps you'd like my crown.
You missed the point! This is nothing new.
Much as I'd like to waste my day trading words with you, I've a war to fight. We'll have to continue this another time.
Do not let me delay you then, Your Grace.
This is also our first introduction in the, to King Richard, the Lionheart.
There will be no place for men like him in the New World. Send word that I wish to speak with the troops.
Which, man, I have a hard time seeing King Richard look like that. Every time I think of King Richard, I think of like Sean Connery for some reason.
I'm in no mood to be trifled with today.
Yes, my lord.
The rest of you, follow me.
Now we gotta sneak in. I came here earlier and did a viewpoint, so I kind of already had a plan how to get in. This, I don't know if it's the easiest way to get in, but for me it was the path of least resistance. There's a couple guards you gotta take out here and there, but for the most part it's not too bad. Actually, I think I just sneaked by this guy. Yeah. Thought about. Oh, then there was that guy. I should have just killed him, but they're kind of stupid. See, now my first trip through here, though, this little stretch right here, there was 2 guards, so that's why I was kind of hanging back and looking to see what was going on. Or no, it was this area right here where I just killed that guy. There was a few guards.
Come no further. There is ein toter Mann. Er wird erneut Einmal schon habt ihr ihn verloren. Lasst ihn nicht noch einmal entfliehen. Einmal schon habt ihr ihn verloren.
Kind of walk into a shitstorm right here. That 3-hit combo they do, man, that just fucks with me every time. This actually got a little bit messier than I had originally intended it to, but I mean, can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. Actually, this whole fight was kind of messy now that I watch it again. Yeah, this definitely wasn't a pretty fight at all. But we still took care of him. Yeah, that definitely that was an ugly fight. Should have just stuck to the rooftops.
This is an ill omen. There's a murderer loose.
And I wasn't, I was a little fuzzy on how to get to him, so I wasn't sure where to run off to get up to him. Then I figured I'll just run across the rooftops and then I should be able to get the drop on him.
And you will join these men. Be sure of it. Dismissed.
Might as well get the flag.
Clear the fortress. Do not let the assassin.
Rest now. Your schemes are at an end.
What do you know of my work?
I know that you are going to murder Richard and claim Akka for your son Conrad.
For Conrad, my son is an arse, unfit to lead his host, let alone a kingdom. And Richard, the Ancien is no better, blinded as he is by faith in the insubstantial. Acre does not belong to either of them.
Then who?
The city belongs to its people.
How can you claim to speak for the citizens? You stole their food, disciplined them without mercy, forced them into service under you.
Everything I did to prepare them for the new world. Stole their food? No. I took possession so that when the lean times came, it might be rationed properly. Look around. My district is without crime, save those committed by you and your ilk. And as for the conscription, they were not being trained to fight. They were being taught the merits of order and discipline. These things are hardly evil.
No matter how noble you believe your intentions, these acts are cruel and cannot continue.
We'll see how sweet they are, the fruits of your labors. You do not free the cities as you believe, but rather damn them. And in the end, you'll have only yourself to blame. You, who speak of good intentions.
If you don't kill him right away and he runs for it, he can actually, you could glitch the game where, or no, if he chased you, yeah, I don't think he runs from you, he chases you. If he would chase you up to the upper walls of the Citadel, from there you could get on top of the battlements and you could actually knock him into the water below, and if you did, you'd fail the mission because it would say that the game would think that he escaped.
No, it was the perfect time for him to strike.
Strange. I was sure he meant to take Akka for Conrad, yet he claimed this was not his plan.
You cannot trust the words of a snake, which even in death produces venom.
I should discuss this with Al-Muallim.
Yes, my friend. Make haste for Masyaf. I am sure he is eager for news.
Now Altair is starting to, you know, doubt more and more what he's doing, and kind of starting to open his eyes to everything a little bit here. But we'll go back and talk to Al-Muallim, see what he has to say.
You can create diversions with dead bodies. Soldiers will leave their posts.
Come, Altair. Speak with me a moment.
As you wish.
Word has reached me of your success. You've my gratitude and that of the realm. Freeing these cities from their corrupt leaders will no doubt promote the cause of peace.
Can you really be so sure?
The means by which men rule are reflected in their people. As you cleanse the cities of corruption, you heal the hearts and minds of those who live within.
Our enemies would disagree.
What do you mean?
Each man I've slain has confessed strange words to me. They are without regret. Even in death they seem confident of their success. Though they do not admit it directly, there is a tie that binds them. I'm sure of it.
There is a difference, Altair, between what we are told to be true and what we see to be true. Most men do
Some
not
of the
bother to
animations,
make
like
a
the
distinction.
animations here, are like
It is
done really
singular.
well, but some of them are like really
As an
bad.
assassin, it is your nature to
Like when he
notice,
killed
to
the
question.
assassin traitor for letting the
Then what is
Templars
it
in the
that connects
Massayef.
these men?
That was just
But as an
bad.
assassin,
But like
it
when
is also your
he's standing here
duty to
talking to
still his
Altair,
thoughts
like he's
and
animated
trust
really
your master.
well.
For there can be no true peace without order, and order requires authority.
You speak in circles, Master. You commend me for being aware, then ask me not to be. Which is it?
The question will be answered when you no longer need to ask it.
I assume you called me here for more than just a lecture.
Very well. A rank and weapon are again restored to you. 2 more leaders remain. Go and see to it that their rule is ended.
And we shall in future videos. So for now, we're going to end this one here, and then we'll pick up with some more assassinations in the next ones. Alright? Again, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, guys.